You've tried to meditate, maybe more than once. You sat down, closed your eyes, and within 30 seconds, your brain had generated 17 unrelated thoughts, a grocery list, a memory from 2009, and a strong opinion about whether you left the stove on. So, you opened your eyes, decided meditation wasn't for you, and moved on. What if I told you the problem wasn't you? It was the instruction. Traditional meditation, as it's most commonly taught in the West, was designed for a specific kind of mind and a specific kind of environment. For many ADHD brains, trying to follow that instruction is genuinely neurologically difficult. Not because you lack discipline, but because the technique is asking your nervous system to do something it's not wired for without a lot of scaffolding. Today we're going to bust the myth that meditation requires stillness. And I'm going to show you 3 approaches that are actually designed for how your brain works. Standard mindfulness meditation gives you a single, subtle anchor, the breath. The instruction is to notice when your mind wanders and return to the breath, again and again. For neurotypical brains with a stable baseline of attention regulation, this is a powerful training. For ADHD brains, the anchor isn't strong enough. The breath is too quiet. The mind doesn't just wander, it launches. And then comes the shame. I can't even do this simple thing. But the real issue is that the technique requires a foundation of attentional stability that ADHD brains often haven't built yet. Imagine being asked to balance on a single rail before you've learned to balance on flat ground. It's not that balance is impossible, it's that the sequence is wrong. ADHD brains often need a stronger, more engaging anchor before they can work with something as subtle as breath. Once that stability builds, traditional meditation can work beautifully. But starting there is often setting yourself up to fail. Understanding this removes the shame. Your brain isn't defective at meditation. It needs a different entry point. And there are genuinely excellent ones. Movement is one of the most powerful regulatory tools available to an ADHD nervous system. Walking, particularly walking outdoors with a loose, non-goal-directed attention, engages what researchers call the default mode network, the part of the brain associated with insight, creativity, and integration. Buddhist traditions include walking meditation as a core practice, equal in value to seated practice. The difference is that for an ADHD brain, movement provides a physical anchor strong enough to hold attention without force. A simple walking meditation. Walk slowly, slower than you naturally would. Feel each footfall. Notice the ground. When your mind moves to thoughts, and it will, don't fight it. Let the thought exist and gently return your attention to the sensation of walking. The movement itself becomes the rope your attention can keep holding. 10 minutes of this done regularly begins to build the attentional stability that makes quieter practices possible later. Movement meditation isn't a second-class substitute for real meditation. It is a complete, legitimate practice that many masters have used as their primary form. For your brain, it may be the most honest and sustainable entry point available. Mantra meditation, the quiet or silent repetition of a word, phrase, or sound, gives the restless ADHD mind something specific to do. Unlike watching the breath, mantra gives attention an active task. Keep returning to this sound, this word. The tradition behind mantra is ancient, found in Vedic practice, Buddhist chanting, Christian hesychasm, Islamic dhikr. Across cultures and traditions, the repetition of sacred or meaningful sound has been used to quiet mental noise and access deeper states. It works for ADHD brains because it meets the mind where it is, active, and gradually leads it somewhere quieter. The simplest form: choose a word or phrase that holds meaning for you. It could be peace, I am enough, a divine name, or any phrase that resonates. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Sit or lie comfortably. Repeat the word or phrase silently in your mind. When other thoughts arise, and they will, gently return to the mantra, not forcefully. With the same patient return you'd offer a child who keeps wandering back from the window. 5 minutes, every day. That's the whole practice. Repetition rewires. The brain literally builds new neural pathways through consistent, gentle return. This is how ADHD brains can develop attentional capacity, not by forcing stillness, but by practicing return. Meditation is not one thing. It is a family of practices, many of which were designed long before the modern concept of sitting still and watching your breath became the dominant form. Your brain can access deep meditative states through movement, through sound, through active engagement. The door just looks different than the one you were shown. This week, try the walking meditation. Just 10 minutes. No phone, no destination. Slow enough to feel your feet. Come back to the sensation every time you drift. That's the whole practice. See what it shows you. Next video, we're going into Krishna's concept of Dharma, your unique purpose, and how the scattered ADHD mind can find its way to something it was genuinely made to do. Subscribe if any of this resonated, and tell me in the comments. Have you ever tried meditation and felt like you failed it? I want to hear your story.